All right, good morning and happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. As always, hope you all had a great weekend. And we'll jump in here. So today in my mastery, we kick off our 25 trade challenge. 25 trades in a row, nothing but A plus setups. And I'm tracking all the ones I've done so far. We got two more last week, one on AI and one over there on Netflix. So we are adding to the winning column 17 wins, 5 losses, 76% win rate. So we are kicking butt here so far. And yeah, now today we do a brand new challenge all over again together in the room. So last week on Netflix, really clean setup. We had the A plus squeeze on the daily. At the same time, we had the A plus squeeze here on the 1 hour. At the same time, A plus on the 30-minute. And also A plus on the 2 hour. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different time frames, all printing the A plus squeeze at once. Not always, of course, but a lot of times that can make for a good push like Netflix on Friday. So we had bought a call debit spread there, and we took our profits on Friday. And now, as far as Netflix goes, I like that daily squeeze here. Upside target of about 685. And for those of you that follow the spot gamble call wall, the call wall went from 650 to 700 on Friday. A lot of times that call wall, that's going to be a bit of a magnet, meaning potentially price might want to go for a move towards that given level. So I think potentially here, if we keep on getting a good market, that daily squeeze here for Netflix might have a path towards that $700. At some point this week, I want to find a spot to buy that. And I also like Google. I think Google's getting pretty interesting here. Squeeze is printing on the 2-day, daily, 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different time frames, all building up energy, all gearing up for potentially a nice push towards the upside. If we check the 2-day time frame, that's a brand new A plus setup. All right, squeeze, trend, structure, momentum, the perfect score at 12 and the buy signal. If we drop down to the 15-minute, 15-minute squeeze is A plus. The 5-minute squeeze is A plus. Then for the daily chart and the 4-hour chart, they're not A plus just yet, but they're also pretty close. I'd call that an A minus. Squeeze printing. We have bull trend and bull structure. What we don't have yet is bull momentum. So if they can take our MACD line, pull that through zero, we get a fresh daily buy signal. This then becomes an A plus squeeze. So we're not there just yet, but not too far. And then same thing here for the 4-hour. Squeeze, trend, structure. So it's a little bit like back here where the squeeze prints. The trend and structure, they support a push higher. You don't get your push higher until momentum crosses back above zero. So for the big Google here, a little bit of patience might be warranted. My thinking, the first 4-hour buy signal, that might be the spot to buy it. And I'd be thinking some slightly out the money calls up around 180 to about 185. And then see if they can't take that daily squeeze, trigger a push towards that 183, 184 target. So I like the Google. I like the Netflix. And then Microsoft is A minus on the weekly chart. So again, it's not perfect, but that could become perfect as early as this week. Big weekly squeeze, bull trend, bull structure. Very close here to getting that bull momentum. So it's a very similar setup to the one you had from back here in November, December. Right, squeeze. Trend says, hey, let's go higher. The structure says, hey, let's go higher. As soon as momentum says, hey, let's go higher, you get the white dot, and off goes Microsoft. There could be a path here towards 450 to 460-ish. My trigger for the entry would be a brand new weekly buy signal, which again, we might get as early as this week. So I like Microsoft, I like Google, I like Netflix, and then for the market here, the breadth kind of sucks. Meaning it's not a strong market. It looks like a strong market because of one or two sectors. If we take the big three score from 5 different time frames, the best total score is a 60 out of 60. QQQ gets a 58. The S&Ps get a 54. Then we get a pretty nasty drop-off. Dow Jones, negative 16. The RSP, a negative 18. And the IWM, a negative 32. So not all the indices look good. It's just the S&Ps and the QQQ. Reason being, if we go down here and look at the sectors, you've got SMH with a 58 out of 60. XLK, 58 out of 60. And then again, a pretty good drop-off. XLC, 33. XLY, 21. And then energy, a negative 41. ARC, negative 39. Transports, materials, industrials, financials. They're all leaving a little bit to be desired. So, point being, that divergence between the SPX and the RSP just comes down to the fact it's tech and semis. Until that changes, that's basically it. We might get a bit more rotation this week. Healthcare might shape up. Maybe financials make a comeback. Until things change, you want to find the A-plus setup in the leadership. All right, not financials, not industrials or transports. Big tech and the big semis. So therefore, a watch list of Google, Netflix, and Microsoft. That kind of ties in with the idea of A-plus setups in nothing but the leadership. If I found an A-plus setup in a bank stock, for example, and I've got XLF looking like this, I'm probably going to pass on that trade. It might be a good setup on the stock. It's not in a good sector. And that combination does tend to make for the easiest trades. So that is the game plan. Tech, semis. Until things change, that is about it. If we go check the cash markets here, quick look at the IWM. Very nasty, negative 3, neutral trend, neutral structure. And keep in mind, a daily squeeze setting up. I would think typically, if they can't get the small caps back to about 205, or back above that 21, back above that 50, the odds would favor the squeeze here fire short. I would not buy the IWM. And Dow Jones, neutral trend, neutral structure, bear momentum, big three score of negative 1. Yeah, I'm not going to do too much here with a negative 1. S&Ps, on the other hand, at the moment, no problems. Momentum is bullish, trend is bullish, structure is bullish. We've got buy signals on the weekly, daily, 4-hour, 2-hour, 15-minute, 5-minute. And they just fired that daily squeeze. My thinking this week would be 5,400. I'd mark that up as a big level. If they can keep it above that 54, there might not be an immediate path higher, but I do think above that 54, they can keep on working on the path higher. If they take out that 54, then there could be a pullback down towards a 21 EMA. 5,400, a big spot. And then the QQQ. So last time the QQQ fired an A-plus weekly squeeze, that was back in November of last year. Squeeze fired back here. And that, of course, triggered a multi-month push. So I'm not going to claim that we're setting up here for another multi-month push. What I will tell you, though, is the squeeze just fired. It just fired last week, and that thing fits all the A-plus criteria, right? Checks all the boxes. Does not mean we have to go higher. Does not mean we have to go higher in a straight line. It just means probabilities-wise, bigger picture, the Bulls have got some ammunition here. When a weekly squeeze fires, they tend to want to work on a path higher. Doesn't mean we're going higher every day, but as a general statement, that does tend to bode well for the Bulls. QQQ weekly just fired, and the SPX daily just fired. And that's about it, guys. Quick look here at the dollar. Go check on this bad boy. A little pop here for the dollar. It ain't a problem till it's a problem. But I do think, if anything, keep an eye on the Dixie here. Dixie back up towards 106, 106.50, 107-ish. In most cases, not the best thing for the market. So maybe keep an eye on that one. And then if we go check a name like, say, AMD, I don't have too much interest here. 1 out of 12 on the big three score. Neutral trend, neutral structure. In comparison to, say, a Netflix. Buy signal, perfect 12, daily squeeze. Another one I don't love so much, Tesla. Tesla's got a real nasty pattern here. Very bad behavior. They gap it up above that 185, and then the thing just craps the bed. It's kind of like clockwork. Big gap up. Oh boy, here comes Tesla. Right? Everybody buy the calls. Go Elon, and then they pop it and they dump it and they pop it and they dump it. You've got to watch that weekly 21 EMA. 185-ish. Until Tesla gets a weekly close above that 21, you can day trade the pop. I wouldn't swing trade the pop. Until they get that close above that level, I think they keep on bamboozling you. Come on in, the water's warm. Here comes 200, and they can't get that weekly close. So I don't love Tesla. I do not love AMD. If we go check Meta, Meta's pretty solid here for the most part. No A-plus setups, but solid. And then Apple, the big Apple, is the big beast. I've got buy signals. I don't really have a setup here. No weekly squeeze, no daily squeeze. But I respect the strength. And then a couple of semis for you. Broadcom is gonzo. Jesus. 1790 at the open. If you're long Broadcom, you're in good shape. In a perfect world, you're long Broadcom from about a few weeks ago when it had the A-plus weekly squeeze. But she's a bit gonzo, so I would day trade Broadcom. If we go take a look here at LRCX, I like the weekly here. I like the weekly on the little lamb. That fits all the A-plus criteria, and we got an upside target of about $1,100. And it's in the strongest sector. Very important. Let's go see AMAT. AMAT, how you been? No weekly squeeze, no daily squeeze. Therefore, I can day trade it. 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour squeeze. I can day trade that kind of thing. But yeah, for now, I like Netflix, I like Google, and I like Microsoft. And then keep in mind, the market is closed on Wednesday. So we got a shorter week this week. And then in about 2 weeks or so, we got the 4th of July. The 4th falls on a Thursday, so we got a half day on that Wednesday. I believe, don't quote me. but I think a half day on Wednesday, and then the market is closed on Thursday. Therefore, I've got myself a nice 4-day weekend. So I am looking forward to that. But all right, folks, any questions, anything you want to take a look at? I have got you covered. And then we'll see what today has in store. Never a dull moment. All right, Duke. Good morning, Duke. You've got SOFI. Let me build a new watch list here. Watch list Monday. Sophie. Okay, so Sophie's setting up for a short. Yeah, setting up for a bit more of a short ski here. -12, A plus short. All right, squeeze, sell signal, trend, structure. Until that changes, a better chance at daily squeeze. Might want to break short for a move down to 625. You've also got the weekly squeeze setting up here, and she leans a bit bearish. Momentum, structure, and the sell signal. So for a setup like Sophie, I'd be thinking short, ideally a little closer to my 21 EMA. Then I can short that puppy with a better risk reward. But that does set up as a short for now. Roland, nope, not too late, my friend. We begin our challenge today, and frankly, it's kind of a forever challenge. Yeah. At the end of the 25 plus trades, I'm not going to suddenly switch my system. The point behind the 25 trade challenge, discipline and mindset. Right? Develop that discipline to take nothing but an A plus setup, and the mindset required. After the first 25, we're doing another 25, we're doing 50, we're doing 100. We're doing them so long as I'm alive. God willing, a long time. And Russ, the Excel spreadsheet is in the Files tab in the Mastery Room. You can find that on the Files tab. All right, good morning, folks on the YouTube. Good morning, Tom. Terry, what's up, Terry? Always good seeing Terry. Brandon, Mr. Chandler. Yeah, go Celtics, man. Tonight's the night. They're back in Boston. It just feels right. The last time the Celtics won the title back in 2008, June 17th. Just so happens today is June 17th. It all feels right. So we'll find out, brother. Livewire, can I look at KKR? Absolutely. KKR. That one would be A plus on the weekly. The W. Let's go take a look. Yeah, I like it. I've got to like it. It's an A plus setup. Now, keep in mind, that does not mean it has to work. Squeeze, buy signal, right? All the boxes get checked off. Doesn't mean that trade works. It does mean, though, if the next 25 weekly squeezes you trade look exactly like this, and you take good entries, you take good exits, at the end of those 25 trades, you should come out on top in a big fashion. No guarantee this one works. You keep taking them over and over again. They work more often than they don't. So yeah, I'd like that for a push towards a $1.18. A $1.18. Daily chart looks very solid. Right. Buy signals, perfect 12. I like it. I got no complaints. On the KKR, Tom's got some WCN. Nice pick, Tom. Nice pick. Weekly, daily, 2-hour A plus. We like that. Weekly chart, brand new squeeze, brand new signal. The last time we had the A plus weekly was back here in December. Led to a pretty nice push. Drop down to the daily. Brand new A plus signal on the daily. And then we got the 2 hours setting up. I like it, Tom. It's got all the pretty colors in all the right places. I like it. Good call out. Austin, today might be a setup for an iron fly kind of day. Yeah, Austin, good question. So for an iron fly, if we're thinking iron fly, we're thinking chop. Not a huge push lower, not a big flush. A little bit more of a choppy afternoon. I think the key for a lower afternoon, at least on my system, a lack of lower time frame buy or sell signals. Meaning I wake up and my 4-hour chart down to my 5-minute, they've got nothing but a buy signal. Then I'm thinking a bit more, all right, on an intraday basis, we might be shaping up for a move higher. Or vice versa, I wake up and we got 4-hour through 5-minute sell signals. Now I'm thinking intraday wise, things might be a bit more aligned for a flush. If my 15-minute is neutral, 30-minute neutral, I've got no lower time frame buy or sell signals. Then I'm thinking, all right, it might be a bit more choppy. An iron condor, an iron fly, that might work out a little bit better. The other thing I want to avoid for an iron fly kind of day, lower time frame squeezes. If I've got nothing in the form of a 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute squeeze, that does point towards a bit more range bound. If instead I'm locked and loaded with a 15-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour squeeze, very much like this morning, not a guarantee we're going to get a directional move. But if anything, you watch the squeezes. If they do fire, there could be a little bit of action. And depending on the iron fly and where you put it, you might not want that action. Speaking of which, we have a 15-minute A plus, and a few more where that came from on the spiders. The itsy bitsy spiders. Good morning, Greg. Yeah, so for the webinar, let me go grab that link for you. I did my webinar last Wednesday on the 25 trade challenge. And then I've got another one coming up on Thursday. But I'll go grab the one from last week. Let me see. All right, there we go. Taylor Two Thumbs Horton, as they call me. All right, there's a webinar. But here's a link for last week's webinar. And then I'll drop a link here for this Thursday's webinar. And the Thursday webinar is all about the indicators and the big three squeeze. So there you go, my friends. Greg, Microsoft, I like the weekly. I like the weekly. The 1 hour is perfect. That's a bit more of a today, tomorrow, Wednesday kind of thing. The weekly chart, very, very close to being an A plus setup. Trend is good. The structure is good. If they can get that momentum cross, I think you get a pretty similar move to the one you had back here. All right, squeeze, momentum cross, fresh buy signal, A plus. Off goes the Microsoft. And the target here from the weekly squeeze would be about 460, 465, which points towards potentially she's got some room to run here. Maybe not in a straight line, maybe not without a pullback first, but she's got some room to run. And I, for one, would like to catch that. Every little bit of it. Kevin, for the Thursday webinar, if you go to the link in the alerts here, and I'll drop it in the chat as well, you can register for the free webinar on that page. Why do I think WCN and KKR did not make the Big Three Score bull watch list? DC, are you referring to the spreadsheet here? Is that what you're referring to? If that's a question, good question. That's a pre-built watch list. The Big Three universe. That's a top 4 or 5 holdings from all the major sector ETFs. All right, big cap, heavily weighted, those kinds of names. I don't have either on that watch list. And then for my smaller watch list, right, the big boys, etc., that tends to be big tech and the big semis. Where you'd find WCN and the other one would be across one of the scans. One of the scanners that picked those up. DC says, go Mavs in 7. I don't know, y'all. I don't know about all that. If the Mavs win in 7, you're not going to hear from me for a long time. So if I disappear suddenly, you all know what happened. You all know what happened. Good morning there, Art. Good to see you, my friend. But all right, y'all. Cash markets open in about 15 minutes here. We got another exciting week ahead with a break on Wednesday. So kick some ass today, kick some ass tomorrow. Enjoy some family, enjoy some sunshine on Wednesday. Then we are back on Thursday and Friday to finish strong. As always, thank you for all the time and effort. For those of you here in the Essentials room, I'll be back today at 10:30 a.m. Central for another hour of fun. So at that point, we'll check out the markets. We'll check out the action thus far. We'll fire up the scans. We'll try to find a few A+ setups. For the rest of you, have a great day. Thank you as always for tuning in. I'll be back on, no, not on Wednesday. So there won't be a live prep on Wednesday. What I'll do instead is sometime Wednesday night, I'll upload a video here to the YouTube channel, taking you through a few setups. So I'll do that on Wednesday. And then, yeah, Thursday webinar night, all about the Big Three squeeze system. Should be a good time, so come out for that. Grab yourself a cold drink and come hang out for a bit. All right, y'all, have a great day. Thank you again.